What a catch! Touchdown!
He'll be big time and definitely have a breakout season. When Zeke's healthy and Zeke's doing his thing, he's the best running back in the league. 5 guys up front. Everything starts with them. This offense was built off of those guys. They're the most important if you ask me. I mean, when you have those guys back, healthy, energized.
And you're never gonna stop me.
Good day. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Thank you for hanging with us on this Friday Eve. Pro Bowl linebacker Bart Scott in the building. 4 hours of TV already, so you're all warmed up, ready to go. How we feeling?
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Really?
No, not really.
Okay. Kimberly Martin, how are you, lady? I seen you on IG, living your best life. Got your tan, the braids, on vacay. Welcome back. Good to have you with us. And Kendrick Perkins will be with us in just a bit as well. Max and Stephen A are off today. Guys, a lot to get into. And let's start with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones making headlines after we saw a very different side of him at a press conference yesterday. Dallas has the best odds to win the division after getting Dak Prescott back. Here's owner Jerry Jones on his thoughts on getting to another Super Bowl.
I'd do anything known to man to get in a Super Bowl. That's a fact. And have a lot of the days when you've got to ask yourself what are you doing in the middle of this? So that served me well. That served me well. This isn't an eye on me, but I've had a lot of people tell me you're naive, or say that he's naive. Well, it's a beautiful world. It's a better world to be naive than to be skeptical and be negative all the time. I feel as driven as I was when we first bought the team.
There are so many gems right there. I don't even know where to begin. It is a beautiful world, right? He will do anything to win a Super Bowl. Bart, you're up first. Do you think the Cowboys will even make the playoffs?
This is a tough one because the playoffs are expanded. But if I had to go with my gut, I would say no, because the Cowboys always cowboy. And when you think about, they're the favorite in the division, but you look at the Giants are the most balanced team within the division. If Junior Whopper hands, Danny Dimes can hold on to the football and not turn the ball over so much, I think they should be the favorite because they're stout on defense. They have Adoree Jackson. They went out and I thought they got the steal of the draft in OZs. And also they brought in Kenny Galladay. Saquon Barkley is going to be motivated by what every athlete's greatest motivation is. It's money. So he's going to be motivated, so he's going to come back. We know what he is when he's healthy. Right now, the cream of the crop in that division is the Giants, and I think Washington football team is right behind. And I think pulling up third, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait, I need to pause you for a second, and then Kimberly, I will get to you, because you are sitting next to a huge Giants fan, and this is music to my ear. You really think the Giants are the most balanced, complete team in the division? And you believe in Danny Dimes?
I believe in Junior Whopper. He's my outbreak candidate of the year right now. I think he can have a Josh Allen type of ascension because he hasn't had balance, right? In your first year with Joe Judge, they finished the season well. And if it wasn't for the Philadelphia Eagles, going full Tropic Thunder, they would have been in the playoffs. So now you give them back a full offseason. You think of Tony, you think of Ingram, you think about Galladay, Slayton. And then on the other side, Leonard Williams being retained, and also Azeez, who's a true pass rusher, 2 lockdown corners. You think about, Julius Peppers. You think about Peppers, right? And you think about what he's doing. I think that's the most complete team in the division.
I'm here for all that. Kimberly, where are you on all this?
I hear Bart talking a lot of what ifs. If Danny Dimes can hold on to the football. Okay, that's true. If he can do that, okay, I'm with you, Bart. Okay. But we don't know that. Same way, when people talk about I actually think the Cowboys will make the playoffs. You know why? Because I actually think they'll win the division. That might shock Bart, but I think if you're going to talk about what if Dak comes back and he's the Dak that we've seen? You talk about Saquon. Oh, he's going to be motivated. He got paid. I'm told Zeke Elliott is in the best shape of his life, and he's a man on a mission. So both teams have a lot of what ifs and a lot of question marks, and they need to be better. But I think overall, when you look at the landscape of the NFC East, when quarterbacks are in the conversation, I trust Dak more than any other quarterback in this division, and that's why I give them a leg up, because on paper, the roster to me is set. The defense can't be any worse than it was last year. Let's be honest, guys. Dan Quinn is going to get that defense together. Zeke is going to come back looking to prove people like Bart, like, okay, you talk about other running backs, but I'm a show out. And I think Dak has always been that 4th-round pick that's always trying to prove himself. So I think the Cowboys will be straight this year.
Kim, the most cliche words in all of sports is best shape of my life, right? Best shape of my life, because last year he was in the worst shape of his life. And listen, you talk about ifs. What about that offensive line? When are we going to worry about Tyron Smith finally being healthy, right? He's the oldest 30-year-old in football. You talk about the other offensive line, Lionel Collins, right? You talk about if this defense can figure out how to fight their way out of a wet paper bag, right? We talk about a lot of ifs on the Dallas Cowboys. Mike McCarthy. If it was a flip, we all be drunk. And it's a lot of liquor over there in Dallas.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, the Giants have a quarterback that they believe in, but still needs to take that Josh Allen next step. So you're putting all your faith in this being the year for Daniel Jones. We haven't seen it yet. You've got confidence, but he still has to show it on the field. So quarterback for me, like, I've seen what Dak can do. I haven't seen Daniel Jones get to that next level. I haven't seen him be able to protect the football. I'm sure he can. He just needs to do it. So when he does, we can have this conversation again. But for right now, all of this is conjecture. It's all about what we think will happen. And at least I've seen enough from the Dallas Cowboys on paper. I've seen enough from the Dallas Cowboys, at least top to bottom, to say, like, okay, this team is stacked. If they do everything they need to do, they could ball out again.
Bart, talk to me about Saquon versus Zeke, because obviously Zeke had career lows last season. Why do you not believe in him versus you're believing in Saquon? Or why do you believe in the Giants defense versus not the Cowboys?
Well, when you think about Saquon Barkley, he's motivated by the greatest motivator. He's getting paid, right? Mm-hmm. It's hard to be hungry when you're full, right? And Ezekiel Elliott got his money and he shut it down, right? You know, Saquon Barkley has always showed the discipline to respect his craft, right? Always coming in shape. I always worry about guys that only get in shape when they have to, because what Ezekiel Elliott understands is with that cap number and with Dak Prescott getting paid, that he's first on line to get chopped, right, as they have to go and sign some of these other guys on the defensive side of the ball, right? So when I think about Saquon, I think he's a better version of Zeke. He's who Zeke used to be, right? When you think about if he can get back to form and also catch the football at a high level, he's a guy that's capable of over 200 or 2,000 yards of productivity because his ability to catch the ball. And now he's not going to be going against loaded boxes, because if you dare to load the box up, look at all the weapons that now Danny Dimes have on the outside. Danny Dimes is a guy that's more athletic than people give him credit for. I would argue to say that he's a more athletic quarterback than Dak Prescott. We know that he can run faster than Dak Prescott.
We need to pause on that. We need to pause.
No, we don't have to pause.
No. We need to make sure everyone can marinate on that for a second, because you're just rushing through it. Could you please say that again? Give him a single.
Danny Dimes, Daniel Khaki Pants Dimes, is a better athlete than Dak Prescott. Yes, I said it. And listen, let's take him in the relay race.
Too early for these kind of takes.
Danny Dimes got up to 21 miles an hour last year. Dak Prescott has to get that in a scooter.
All right, Kimberly, I want to get your thoughts on Washington, though, because Bart even has Washington ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. Where are you on Washington versus the Giants in that division? And I'm assuming you also have Philly last.
Yeah, I'm high on Washington. To me, the question mark, again, I talk about quarterback. Washington in the building, they love Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a guy who will win over a locker room. He's a guy that will he's a veteran. He's got this, I don't know, he's just got this little Fitz magic about him where everybody is like, I love him. Defensive guys on that team are like, this is the dude. We're straight. All the offensive acquisitions, Curtis Samuel, they've got Terry McLaurin. He's a speedster. They think that Ryan Fitzpatrick, that gunslinger mentality, he can throw it downfield, he can win you games, but here's the thing. He can also lose you games because of that gunslinger mentality. I have lived the Fitz magic experience. I have covered Fitz on other teams, and this is what happens. He starts off Fitz magic, and then it turns a little tragic, and then we go around the merry-go-round. So the question for me with Washington is the offense. Internally, they think they have a great shot at this division. They think they can be defending champs again, but I think it's fair to have reservations about Ryan Fitzpatrick, because who's behind him? Taylor Heineke was the guy in the playoffs last year, and then they brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is a bridge. The question is bridge to who and how good will he be this year?
Absolutely. I'll just say it one more time. Danny Dimes is more athletic than Dak Prescott. At Bart Scott. And also, Zeke is full. So that's the issue right there. It wasn't the line.
I'm blocking my messages.
The man got paid. All right, guys, more to get into here. So the strife between Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers has been long documented after we found out that Aaron Rodgers turned down the opportunity to become the highest paid player in football this offseason.